The overwhelming fear for the entrance exam that I missed was slowly subsiding. I was sitting on the floor and looking at the books around me. Luckily, most of the students were taking the exam, and no one could see me crying. After some time, I calmed down and wiped away my tears. It's no use crying over spilt milk. I'll wait till the exam is finished, and I'll ask to speak with the professor. It must have been somebody's inadvertent mistake. I picked up my books and notes from the floor and headed to the vending machine. The candies were giving me some kind of comfort. And that's when I saw Mizuki. Hey, Mizuki. Please tell me you weren't at the exam. Because the system is down and your application didn't go through. I'm not the only one who stood up, right?
What happened to you? You look like you've been running away from someone. Take it easy. Take a deep breath and tell me what's going on.
I'm upset, Mizuki. I'm sorry. How did your exam go? Did you do well?
Yeah, I'm sure I did well. I finished everything before the time ran out. And I thought for a second whether I should stay and check my answers. But then I decided to go out and treat myself to some candy.
Oh, at least you're eating candy for the right reason. I'm only eating it because I'm upset.
That's because you're worried about the outcome of the exam. I totally understand you.
No, Mizuki. I didn't even take the entrance exam.
But why? I know how long you were preparing for that.
It was all in vain, Mizuki. My name was not on the applicants list. I'll wait until the exam's over, and then I'll try to talk to the professor again.
I'm so sorry. I'm sure it's just some mistake and they'll make it right. Don't worry.
Mizuki's voice was so soothing that it almost made me believe that my problem was going to be solved. She gave me a hug and tried to comfort me, and I hugged. Thanks, Mizuki. It's nice to hear some positive thoughts at a moment like this.
I know. We must stay positive at all times. Life's nice and easy, and this is just a little bump on the road. Always remember that. Let your thoughts radiate high vibrations, never low.
Akiko came to college to hear our thoughts about the entrance exam, and she didn't expect to find me in the hall so early.
Hello! I knew the two of you would be the first to finish all the questions.
Hello, Akiko. Well...
Hi. I explained everything to Akiko, and she was on the verge of barging into the classroom, dragging the professor out and interrogating him.
So you're just gonna sit here and wait until someone decides to listen to what you have to say?
Of course, I'm not gonna sit on this problem and wait until it solves itself.
That's right! You're thinking positively.
Come on now, what are you waiting for?
Just a second. I have to think about what I'm gonna say. The exam had just finished and the professor left the classroom. It was time to make a move.
I think that's the professor who was supervising your exam. Go! What are you waiting for?
Girls, let's go together. Be my support.
Of course!
Are you sure that's the right thing to do?
Yeah, Mizuki. I need to confront the system.
Wait for me then. Ugh! We're gonna get expelled from college before we even got the chance to enroll.
I tried to talk to the professor, but he didn't want to do so much as stop. Akiko got even more upset, so she stood right in front of him. The professor tried to walk past her, and then he ran into Mizuki. He turned around and saw me standing right face to face with him. He didn't have anywhere else to go. He had to listen to what I had to say. He promised to check my application, and he took my personal information. I sighed with relief.
There you go. Now you can do whatever. I should have come with you to the exam. I wouldn't have let him prevent you from taking that exam.
It's easy for you to say, Akiko. I still wouldn't like him to have it in for me since the very first day.
It's also not fair that you missed the entrance exam. I only hope all this will end well for you.
I said goodbye to Akiko and Mizuki. Since the two of them had to stay at college, I was passing near the street where Katsumi lived. And I thought I could check what he was doing. But then I remembered I didn't have my phone with me. I put everything aside because of the entrance exam. I even forgot that Katsumi was supposed to find my cell phone. I may as well check that while I'm here. I made a turn into Katsumi Street and came across Rokuro and him. They were standing by the entrance to Katsumi's building and talking about something. I'll let them finish their talk. Maybe they'll see me then.
Thank you so much for the offer, Rokuro. But I can't do that.
Why are you acting all so nice now? I live closer, so I'll bring her the phone.
Absolutely not.
They're talking about me. I can't listen to that without meddling in.
Trusted me with it, so I'll give it to her personally.
Alright, Katsumi. Give me back my phone then.
Here you go.
Thank you. Tell me, how did you manage to find it?
Just like I assumed. Somebody called and said the phone was waiting for me at the metro station's info point. But in order to take it, I had to hand over the phone that ended up in your hands because of the unfortunate turn of events.
Do you believe him?
I'm not totally convinced, as I have to admit the story's a little implausible.
I'm suspicious too.
I told you everything that happened. You two think whatever you like.
You can't blame us for not trusting you like we used to.
I'd like you to have a little faith in me, Rokuro. I have no intention of lying to my friends.
That's nice to hear. Excuse me now, I have to call my mom. She's not gonna be happy when she hears the bad news.
Bad news? What bad news?
Wait a minute. You're coming from college just like us. How did the entrance exam go?
There was no exam for me. I told them everything that happened and that Akiko stood up for me. Rokuro and Katsumi were convinced that things were gonna go in my favor and that I shouldn't be upset. I stepped aside and called Mom.
For goodness sake! Why haven't you been answering your phone for so long?
Hey Mom! Sorry, I put it on silent. Because of the exam.
So how did you do at the exam? With the score like yours, you could have been admitted to any college. You know that.
Mom, I didn't take the entrance exam. There was a mistake and my name wasn't on the list. But I'll take care of that.
Oh, is that so? Honey, that only means you shouldn't enroll at the police academy. That's really a dangerous occupation.
Mom, I'm not gonna give up on my dreams.
Just think it through, okay? Your father would have been alive now if he had chosen a different occupation.
Mom, I know this is neither the time nor the place, but I want you to finally tell me how Dad died. Why is it that you don't want to forgive him?
Seriously? You want to discuss this over the phone?
Yes, I want you to tell me everything now. You always avoid talking about Dad, and you know how much I loved him. I need to talk about him.
Wait a second, will you?
Mom went to find a quiet corner to talk. I believe it was easier for her to talk about it when I wasn't around, 'cause she didn't want me to see her crying. Sometimes I wonder if she would rather cry or burst with rage, knowing she can't turn back time.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, Mom, I'm listening.
I'll try to explain.
I moved aside and listened to what Mom was telling me in a crying voice. I wasn't interrupting her.
Your father was advancing fast in his career. Because he was committed and honestly dedicated. He was even so committed so that he forgot about his family. The police inspector job was fulfilling him and making him, but it was also making my life difficult. Wondering if he'd be back. And one night, it happened. He never came back. I didn't hear his heavy footsteps as he was walking into our apartment. I didn't hear him slowly closing the door, paying attention not to wake us up. Instead of him, his partner knocked on the door. One look at him was enough to tell me what had happened. Your father was an honorable man, and he wanted to help a woman in trouble. She was held hostage. He didn't have to do that, but he thought he should do it anyway. Because he was in charge of the case. The case of a missing person. He wasn't trained for that kind of situation, or an urge for greater acknowledgement. I'm not sure what it was. That's why I find it difficult to accept the entire situation. The fact that he wasn't thinking about us at that moment breaks my heart. That's the whole story.
Mom, thank you. I promise you that I'm not going to rush into any danger, and that I'll think well about everything I do.
All right, my honey. Do whatever makes you happy, but make wise.
I will, Mom.
I miss your father every day.
I miss Dad too, and when I do something he loved, I feel closer to him. That's why I'll never give that up.
Now you're gonna make me cry. I can't. I'm sorry.
I love you, Mom. Don't you worry about me.
I love you too, my one and only child. See you later at home.
Rokuro and Katsumi saw that talking to my mom made me sad. I wasn't in the mood for crowds. I only needed comfort and a hug from my boyfriend. That's why I didn't go straight home afterwards. I couldn't wait to be alone with my boyfriend and to feel comforted. If I had gone home, I would have been thinking only about my failure.
We're finally alone. Let's lie down and relax.
I need your hug. He jumped on the couch and spread his arms, inviting me to join him. He wanted me to rest my hand on his chest. I was listening to his heartbeat, with my eyes closed and enjoying the moment. He was caressing my hair and neck when his fingers started slowly sliding towards my shoulders. He moved the neckline of my blouse aside and kissed me on the shoulder. That caused a pleasant sensation of chills throughout my whole body.
Oh, my kiss gave you shivers. Should I go on?
Yes, please. Don't stop. It feels so...
I asked for no particular reason. I wouldn't stop ever, not even if my life depended on it.
Show me what you have in mind, honey. His gentle hand slided down my blouse while he was kissing me. I shivered from his tender touches and suspense. I sat on top of him and slowly unbuttoned my blouse, without letting him touch me. I was kissing his lips and getting lower. My hair was going all over his face, his chest and belly. He was smiling and enjoying. In his company, I forgot about all my problems, and I didn't even know where I was anymore, or how many hours went by. After a while, I finally noticed the constant vibration of my phone. Honey, Akiko is in some kind of trouble and she needs my help. You won't mind if I call her?
Of course not. I had you all for myself, and I'm more than satisfied.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, but now is the time to feed this beast. I'll order some food while you're on the phone with Akiko.
Alright, I'm starving. The next morning, I woke up later than usual because my need for sleep was practically beyond. I got up and went to the bathroom. On my way there, I stepped on the books and notes, which I'd thrown on the floor in a moment of rage the previous. I saw my father's photo on the floor too and felt sorry. I picked it up, kissed it, and put it back into its place. Father, I'll give my best to enroll at the police academy, even if I have to take a year off. I'm not gonna give up. That's not successful people's traits. You used to say that. I checked my cell phone and saw a new email saying I was invited to see the dean of my college. Awesome! They must have realized their mistake. Not everything is lost. I'm going there right away. I got ready as fast as I could and headed toward the metro station. Later that day, the conversation with the dean mostly consisted of him talking with me and nodding at what he was saying. Supposedly, they received an email in which I was informing them that I was withdrawing my application. I couldn't say anything in my defense, as I was completely shocked at what I heard. They promised to send me that email so I could see it with my own eyes. But how could that happen? Nobody had access to my account. Maybe somebody made a joke hoping nobody would take it seriously. Then I remembered to check my cell phone and try to find the sent email. Normally, I'd delete old mail, but it was surely worth a try. Oh no! I found the sent email. No, I didn't do this. This was done by someone who had access to my phone. Who's responsible for this? Something's telling me that Katsumi may be the one to blame. He had my phone. He's a programmer. He wouldn't find it hard to unlock my phone. But still, what would be the motive behind all that? In the end, I thought that I could only lose my friends if I decided to make snap judgments. Chances were that none of them were responsible, and that someone else was behind that sabotage. I wasn't in the mood for seeing my boyfriend. I went straight home determined to face each one of them.
Can't believe it occurred to her that I may have been messing like that. I'm disappointed. I understand her. I gave them too many reasons to have doubts in me. I'm gonna make up for that no matter what.
Katsumi checked the email I forwarded him and saw the date and time that it was sent. He then remembered it was the day when we were all at his place, and that I reported that incident at the metro station.
That's it! That proves the fact that it wasn't me who sent that from her phone, but somebody else. Instead of finding a way to return the phone, that someone decided to take revenge. But how could they unlock the phone?
Katsumi soon got an answer to all his questions. He received a call that shook him to the bone.
Hello?
Have you changed your mind, little boy? Do you see what I'm capable of doing to your friends?
Who's this? What do you want from me and my friends?
I want you to take seriously everything I tell you. Give us everything you got about ChatLinx, or else we are gonna ruin the lives of everyone you know.
No, I'm not gonna let that happen. Leave my friends alone. They have nothing to do with it.
If you want me to leave them alone, then do what we ask. We wouldn't like to do anything to your cute little...
All right, I'll do what you want.
Good boy. Our meeting point will be sent to you soon.
Damn it! The blackmailers targeted her for no reason whatsoever. I have to protect her and my friends. I have to!